Hello, my name is Neil Guckian. I'm the Director of Finance in the Western Trust. I've been asked to speak on behalf of the Trust to you today on one of the latest, most up-to-date topics on the COVID-19 pandemic for the Trust. And really, the big topic today will be on PPE, personal protective equipment, and how do we ensure that we protect our staff and our patients at all times. Guidance has been issued nationally and regionally, and we are adhering to that at all times to make sure we keep everyone safe. We are doing our best, both internally and indeed with the independent sector, to ensure that the adequate numbers and amounts of PPE are delivered on a daily basis. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank the population. Our local population have made many donations of personal protective equipment, and I want to acknowledge that we do have to go through a very sophisticated process to assure ourselves in relation to our donations to make sure they do actually meet the certification requirements that we have in Health and Social Care in Northern Ireland. But when we go through all of those, we will be availing of our donations accordingly. I want to thank you, everyone who has donated to that. We have 3 different dropping off points in the Trust area, and each of those will have its own processes for making sure that our donated stock will get into the mainstream and be used to help our staff. I do want to highlight we have made some changes to our services, and those are available on our website, and make sure everyone is aware of the different changes that have been made as a result of the pandemic in the Western area. But it's important to stress and reassure the public that if you have any concerns, if you have any service needs, you must continue to present yourself to the appropriate service at all times so that we can maintain as much of our services as possible during this pandemic. Please go to the appropriate service at all times so we can make sure that your health and well-being is protected at this difficult time. I want to thank the public for adhering to the various messages that have been given out. Clearly, that is having a significant impact in our ability in the Western Trust to address the pandemic and to make sure that we actually provide services and protect people as best we can. The social distancing, the social isolation have all made a significant impact to keep our numbers relatively low in the Western area, and I would commend everyone's commitment to the various advice that that people have been adhering to at all times, and I would take my hat off to you on that. In relation to PPE, people are wondering, well, why is it running low? Well, basically there's a number of reasons for that. Firstly, global demand. If you look at the media, you will see that every country in the world nearly is being challenged by the COVID-19 pandemic, and that has led to significant challenges in supply. Also, our supplies, our demand has significantly grown, both locally in Western Trust, but also across Northern Ireland. And then there's some scarcity in a few materials, particularly water repellent materials for gowns, etc. And there's a worldwide shortage in those materials. And there's been difficulty in sourcing reliable supplies of a few of the items that we have. In terms of why would it be running low, I would like to give an example. In terms of fluid-resistant surgical masks, which are the more generic masks, we would traditionally use about 2,000 of those masks in a day in the Western Trust area. A few weeks ago, that would have increased to 5,000 a day. A week ago, that was up to 8,000. And then, in the current week, we're actually at between 50 and 70,000 masks in a single week. And clearly, that would put pressure on any stock holding. We would generally hold between 6 and 12 weeks stock of a given item. But 6 to 12 weeks stock in the current pandemic would be equivalent of 1 day's usage. So clearly that puts pressure on our stock holding. But we've managed to avail of regional stocks. We've got some stocks in from the NHS supply chain, and we have regionally got a pandemic store, which thankfully we've been able to avail of to top up our local stocks. So just to conclude, I want to say that our number 1 priority is to keep our patients safe, our staff safe at this difficult time, and we are doing everything we can everywhere in the Western Trust area to make sure that every member of staff has the protective equipment that they need to do their role. Thank you.